Hello everybody, welcome back. We're going to have a quick look at Bitcoin really and just focus on the market as a whole, right? So at the moment, obviously the Bitcoin's having a bit of a pullback. These sort of things aren't a big deal, right? At the moment what we see, and I was saying it for the Patreon members last night, so in a nutshell we have this giant area of accumulation, all the way down at the bottom here, 28,000, all the way up to the top here, about 50,000. And in between is where the majority of the price action took place, and that was between 33,000 and about 41,000, more or less, give or take. Very rough and ready, but that's basically what's going on. And so at the moment we're still in this giant accumulation zone, coming up towards the top and having a bit of a pullback after a 60% move, right? So that's fair enough. Touching the Bollinger Band to start with, which is the 20 moving average, or the 21, would be an okay area to tap right now. And we could easily have a bounce from there. Could easily have a bounce from there. I think that even though there is an opportunity that we do bounce from there, it's almost 50-50. If we did break down from there, we would likely come to test this top side of the inside range, the 41,000 zone, right? But this is Bitcoin, and this is just Bitcoin on its daily chart. And again, accumulations break when they're ready to break. And at the moment, we're coming towards the top of the we are in the top portion of the accumulation range. So it's better than being in the middle, and it's definitely better than being at the bottom. So, but it doesn't mean that we can't test these lower ranges again. Even if we did, it wouldn't be anything to be concerned over. If anything, it would likely be a buying opportunity for those who haven't had the opportunity to buy in the accumulation range. So if we go to the weekly, we've reclaimed the 20 weekly. Even though it's got a negative slope on it, we have reclaimed it, right? So this also, I suppose, gives a further nod to the fact that we could come down to test the upper side range. Because this is downwards facing, it is a support, and that's what it will likely be, but it's a very lagging indicator on a weekly. It's going to take a while for it to go sideways and up, unless of course we suddenly moon, which I don't think we will, and so the chances are it's going to be ticking down maybe for another week or so before it starts to go level and up. Which means that this level of support on a weekly, although it's very strong, it will get less and less so maybe over the next couple of weeks, depending on the price action. Obviously, if we stay at this level or lower, then yeah, that's how it will behave. Other than that, though, we do have a very nice incoming cross here in the weekly. These sort of things aren't to be dismissed at all, right? For that to be cancelled out, we'd have to really dump, right? Have a really hard dump. And for this to have a positive cross over the 0 point, histogram's been ticking nicely. This is a very bullish sign for the long term. Now, the MACD, it's good. I mean, it isn't telling us something, it's not telling us anything that we don't know already just from looking at the price, which is that it's going up, right? Which is what this histogram said. The volume is matching the price, it's going up. And this is something I want to bring you onto, because Bitcoin, again, we're accumulating. That's very nice. That's all very good. And we want to see a breakout. And this is what we call the total market cap, including altcoins and Bitcoin, everything all together. We can see that from its low over here, down here at basically 1.13 trillion, to the top over here about just over 2 trillion, just short of 1 trillion entered the market over a period of about 5 weeks, just short of that. And it's been spread equally, as we can see here on the Bitcoin dominance. In fact, it was equal to an extent. I mean, it's moving to and fro. This is the Bitcoin dominance chart showing who is having the biggest influx in market cap. Is it Bitcoin? Is it altcoins? And it was Bitcoin for quite a substantial period of time after that crash. Now it's broken down and it's slightly going in favor of the altcoins, right? And so whether you're backing altcoins, Bitcoin, or a bit of both, it would appear that the money is entering the market relatively evenly, and it looks to me like it's about to have another explosion. Based upon this chart, I would expect that this is the start of something very nice and new. Very much like a Bitcoin chart, having a big positive cross just forming, likely to be confirmed maybe by Monday, and this will be the next phase of bull market, which we are still clearly in a bull market, but the next phase of bull market. We've got to wait for these indicators to really kick in, but judging by the momentum and the speed of the influx of cash, and the setup on things like Bitcoin and a lot of other altcoins look very good, I really don't want to entertain any further the possibility that we are in a bear market. However, we could still, we're still not making higher highs, basically, as far as on the long term is concerned, but it is looking very positive. And if this breaks out and the money starts to pour back into the market as a whole, altcoins and Bitcoin are going to have a great time. And then when we start to reach certain levels of supports or resistances on this Bitcoin dominance chart, then we can start to play the rotation game, where money leaves altcoins, goes into Bitcoin, and vice versa. The way that it looks at the moment, the first rotation is likely to be from altcoins into Bitcoin. So we're having a nice time at the moment, have a nice party across the board, but there's likely to be a point where the money will fall out of the altcoins and go into Bitcoin, and that's, in my opinion, when Bitcoin has already started or is in the in a breakout. So anywhere above 50,000, that's a possibility, but certainly above about we'll call it about 57.5. I think that's where things will start leaving the altcoin market, going into Bitcoin. But for the moment, it would appear that the party is pretty good across the board. Everybody's going to have a good time, and just keep your eye on the support for the Bitcoin dominance chart. Anyway, a bit long-winded. I hope you have a nice day anyway, and yeah, take it easy.